Hey guys, it's Jade. I wanted to talk about Card. Um, Honestly, when DSP had announced, Card, I wasn't here for it. But this is before I knew what the group was because this was like, after they had disbanded Kara, and then months later they had disbanded Rainbow. And I'm like, well, first of all, how are you going to just debut a new group? And, you know, April hasn't, hasn't popped off, and you just disbanded two, your OG, groups. And then, people in and out, people do forget that they have a boy group, Ajax, but Ajax hadn't had a comeback in God knows how long. So at first I was like, what the fuck is this? I wasn't here for it. But then when it came out that it's going to be a co-ed group, I was like, okay, let me pump my brakes, reel it back. Because I'm just saying, because at first it was saying Card, Kara, so I was like, is it another girl group? Because I was like, not here for it. But then, like I said, finding out that it's going to be a co-ed group, I'm like, okay, this is definitely interesting, because we haven't really had a co-ed group, like a group, like with more than two members. I don't even know when. But the last co-ed, I guess, like duo, you would probably say most likely would be Troublemaker. Um, I mean, you could say Jimin and Dude from Inflying, but they only did like one album together or one single together, whereas Troublemaker had like two mini albums. I still kind of wish they would come back together, because, girl, Troublemaker is the shit. But anyways, so then Onana comes out, and immediately people was just really liking the song, and so was I. And I was like, okay. It was, like I said, it was just so, it was different. You know what I'm saying? Especially at that time, they came out, Onana came out like December of last year, so they came out like the end of the year. But still, they just immediately, people just flocked to them, especially I think more so international fans really gravitated towards K.A.R.D because it was so different. Like the dancing was different. I mean, 'cause they was like twerking and shit, and you know what I'm saying, they don't normally do that in K-pop. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, okay. And then the sound, at that time it was kind of like, brewing up to like, the sound that people are using a lot now with like the tropical, you know reggae-ish island sound. You know what I'm saying? Because before that, I mean, you had songs like Eric Nam's Into You, Jay Park's Me Like Ya, BTS's Blessed Wind Tear. So, you had songs like that, but it wasn't as huge as it is now, where it's like a lot of people use that sound now because it is popular, and stuff like that. And so, after, came, 2017, everyone was looking forward to their debut. But then we find out that, we weren't going to get, they weren't going to debut just yet. Because I think they said that I think it was like rumored that they were supposed to debut like in March. But, as we know, they debuted today. And, then came, Don't Recall. And so again, they're just building, more and more of a fan base. I'm not sure about in Korea, but definitely internationally. And, then after that came Rumor. And then, now they're like doing tours like all over. Like, just, a little while ago, they had their first tour in the States, which did very well to my understanding, because I know a lot of people went to go see them. I didn't go because they weren't coming to the East Coast, but they are, like in September. So they had that tour, and then they went to South America. I could have sworn, I'm not sure if they went to Mexico, but maybe I don't remember if they went to Mexico, but I know for a fact they went to South America because they have a humongous fan base in South America. So they went to Brazil and Chile and stuff like that, and then now they are about to do their second leg So they're going to like Minneapolis and New York and other spots they didn't go to on the first leg of the U.S. tour. And I'm hoping I can go because I really do like K.A.R.D. So I'm hoping I can catch them when they come to New York in September. Let's see. And just the fact that just, even, the sound is just, it's just different, I mean, obviously not as different because everyone's using the same sound, but it's just, it works for them. Because usually when people use this type of sound, they normally only use it for like one song and then that's it. But where with K.A.R.D, this is like their fourth song and this is the sound that they're with. Now, I'm hoping that, the next, I guess like their next mini album or anything like that, I want to see what other things they can do, because I feel like if they can, really work this type of sound, I can only imagine what type of sound they can, make into their own in the future. And honestly, I feel like they're top contenders of like rookies of the year. Like, yes, you have 101 because of Produce 101, and they had, even though some people can argue with the the lineup depending on who you were rooting for, but still a lot of people are looking forward to 101's debut. A lot of people are looking to Samuel's debut since he did not make the group, so a lot of people are looking forward to that. And let's see, Dreamcatcher, another group that people are really feeling, especially the fact that the group Minx, they didn't really do that well. Like, I don't know, I'm not familiar with the group Minx, but I think Shower 360, she was kind of into them. I know she had told me about them, but then the group completely got rebranded into Dreamcatcher, which is definitely another group that sets themselves apart because of the music that they make. Because they're not like just this cute girl group, or they're not just a badass girl group or a sexy girl group. They're more like, they have a lot of J-pop influence with their music, which does, like, again, which sets them apart. So, but for me, if I had to pick like a rookie group that I like so far, is hands down is K.A.R.D, because I gravitate more to the group, like their sound and just them as people. Like, you can tell like they have a genuine brother and sister relationship, even though people want them to date so bad, but they already established that that's not gonna happen. That's not how they're gonna get down. So no one's gonna be dating each other and stuff like that. But you can definitely tell, like, if you follow K.A.R.D, you know that they have a genuine love for each other and just a genuine brother-sister relationship. And it's not forced. Like, cause sometimes you can see in these groups that they gotta force the shit. They gotta force liking each other, but it's not like that with K.A.R.D, and they all have likable personalities and things like that. So that's another thing that people really like. And I'm hoping with K.A.R.D that now that they have debuted in Korea now, that not only do they even branch out further into their international fan base, but have a huge Korean fan base. Because honestly, I feel like with this, even if Korea doesn't necessarily gravitate to them as much as international fans, they will always have that international fan base on lock. Like, what I'm saying, they will definitely have that, even because sometimes with Korean fans, it could be a hit or a miss with a group like K.A.R.D. So they might fuck with you, they might not fuck with you. I don't really know what Korean fans are really looking for, because I know people are really into like groups like Twice and NCT and stuff like that. So it's definitely going to be interesting how they gravitate to K.A.R.D, but I wish them nothing but the best of luck, and I'm definitely going to check out their promotions in Korea. But yeah, man, K.A.R.D has just been working. Like, they have just been on the move, and they've been on like hella tours, and I can definitely see them doing a tour in Europe. If not this year, then probably next year. because again they have a huge fan base. So I don't see why they wouldn't have a tour in Europe. You know what I'm saying? Just like with Dean, like, you know, Dean was just in Berlin like not too long ago, and not many people come to Berlin. Like when you come to Europe, most people just go to London and that's it. Like some people might go to Paris, but for anything, they mostly just go to London and that's it. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm glad that these artists are now exploring more places than just your normal, you know, LA, New York. You know, I'm glad people are going to Chicago, people are going to, you know, different parts of Canada, people are going to Mexico, you know, even like Miami, Texas, South America, different parts of Europe, you know, stuff like that. Because, you know, there are fans, you know, and it's no, you know, at the same time, it's like, especially when you're like out of the country, like say if you live in Europe, like you can't just hop on a flight to America unless you got coins like that, and that's just expensive. So it's like, it's great to see that, you know, these artists are going to like Paris and Berlin, and I know like Vix has been to like Italy and like Sweden, I think, and I think I know BTS like back like 2014 they had a show in, oh god, where the hell were, I know it was like Europe, I know that, and I don't think they've had a show besides doing K.A.R.D Paris since then. I'm not 100% sure, but you know, I'm just glad that these artists are now just venturing out to different places because they have, you know, they have these fans, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, K.A.R.D is, I feel like for me, K.A.R.D is like rookies of the year for me. Like yes, there is, it's only like the middle of July, but, and yes, there's other debuts supposed to come out, but for me, hands down, my favorite rookies of the year is probably most likely going to be K.A.R.D. And I'm hoping I can get the album, hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, so if you have a rookie group, as K.A.R.D, your favorite rookie so far is a DREAMcatcher. Are you waiting for 101 to debut? Or any other rookie group that has debuted or is about to debut that you're anticipating? Let me know. And yeah, I'm gonna get out of here and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.